Hey guys, it's Rory with SearchInChow.com, and today I'm actually at the global launch of the Black Shark 2 Pro, which is a brand new gaming smartphone from the folks over at Black Shark. Here are my first impressions. So this is designed to be a gaming smartphone, so naturally a good place to start will be at the gaming specs. So this smartphone is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus processor. That's the new one from Qualcomm that's clocked at 2.96 GHz. That is then mated to up to 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of UFS 3.0 storage. So UFS 3.0 storage is that really fast one that you find in the Note 10 and also the OnePlus 7 Pro. Then up front, you've got a 6.39-inch AMOLED display that's from Samsung, and it also features a 240Hz touch polling rate, which is supposed to give you really short input delay, so that's more responsive for gaming. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a fast refresh rate. Like, it doesn't have like a 90 Hz refresh rate screen or a 120Hz refresh rate screen. Instead, it's your normal 60 Hz. But I have to say that I've been gaming on this smartphone for a little bit in the demo area, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed with it. Games ran really smoothly. Apparently there's this game called Honkai Impact, which is like the CPU killer game, or so they tell me. And it ran really well here, the graphics look great, and the input delay, I don't know, I can't quantify whether it actually is faster, but it feels pretty fast. So I don't know, that probably requires a little more testing, a little more comparison. Plus, I'm not a huge mobile gamer, so but I have to say that the gaming experience on this smartphone is pretty good. Besides that, this smartphone also has this little slider over here, which is designed to put you into shark space, which is like this sort of gaming mode, and that you can't actually exit from. You have to slide the slider back before it lets you get out of it. So that's, you know, just to keep you focused in the game, which I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Some of you may think it's like cheesy. I thought so too at first, but I can't stop doing it. Next, to keep this smartphone cool, it actually has like a liquid cooling system that's supposed to, you know, help tame the beast of a Snapdragon 855 Plus processor inside. I haven't been gaming on it for a really long time, but it doesn't seem to heat up, and it feels like, I mean, I guess it's working. What I do like about this smartphone though is the build. So it's really robust, and it's not robust in a delicate way like the Galaxy Note 10 is. It's robust in an industrial way. It feels like, you know, it could take a hit, and I really like that about it in this world where phones are so fragile and made of glass. This is like, wow, it's just metal, and then it has this little metal plate here and two sort of glassy stripes next to it. Apparently the design is supposed to mimic a race car, so it gives you the look of speed, which is supposed to correspond with the performance speed that you get in this smartphone. I mean, I don't really see the race car design, but I have to say I love the build. One thing I was a bit disappointed about was the fact that this smartphone does not seem to come with a 3.5mm headphone jack. There also is no support for Microsd expansion, but it does support dual SIM, and there is a USB-C port that supports fast charging up to 27 watts, which is pretty useful considering this smartphone has a relatively large 4000 mAh battery. That being said, I have to say that I'm a little disappointed with the amount of gaming-specific features that you'd find on this smartphone. For example, on the ROG phone, you have stuff like the air triggers. Even on Vivo's iQOO phones, you had the air triggers. And then, you know, they had the ROG phone has like a side-mounted USB port that can clip accessories to and stuff like that. This doesn't really have a lot of those features, but it does have stereo speakers and a case that you can actually like strap onto the phone and then slide two sort of controller-like things on, so that you get like the Nintendo Switch kind of experience. I think it connects via Bluetooth, because even when I remove the case, you can still use the controllers to actually play with the smartphone. So there's that. But I have to say that based on my brief gaming experience, I prefer playing on the screen the most, which is kind of weird, right? I usually prefer like analog sticks and physical buttons. But for this one, at least in that game that I was playing, it was most satisfying to play the screen. So that's, I guess, something for you to take note of. Now that we've got a lot of the gaming stuff out of the way, What's left is the rest of it as a smartphone. So as every smartphone, you need a pair of cameras, and this one has a pair of cameras. They sound pretty good on paper. There's a 48 megapixel main sensor with an f1.8 aperture lens, and there's also a 12 megapixel telephoto camera that will give you sort of like 2x of telephoto zoom, which is, you know, like normal lah. I can't really test image quality because, well, I mean, look at this place. It's not ideal for photo testing, but if I do get a review in it, I'll definitely check the camera out. Up front, you also get a 20 megapixel selfie shooter, but this time it's not like hidden in some kind of notch or a pop-up or any motorized thing. It actually has a proper bezel, which I think a lot of people who play video games on their smartphone will appreciate because it's nicer to hold. And coupled with that body and the way the back sort of crests, I think they made the right choice here. And that's it. Those are my first impressions of the brand new Black Shark 2 Pro smartphone. So it's actually a pretty interesting device because, yeah, I know I said that, you know, it's lacking a lot of like the air trigger kind of gaming-centric features that you find on the ROG Phone or ROG Phone 2. But the reason is because this smartphone is actually priced at a really interesting price point. So the base model with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage is priced at 2,499 ringgit. And if you want a little more, for 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage, you can get this phone for 2,999 ringgit. So you're getting all of this with the Snapdragon 855 Plus for under 3,000 ringgit. And that sounds like a pretty good deal. But the question is, if you're more like a casual gamer or someone who doesn't really play games like me, would this smartphone still interest you? Would you get it just for the gaming name? You know, how important is a gaming smartphone in today's market, especially with services like Google Stadia, you know, on the rise, and cloud gaming? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this smartphone, leave them in the comments too, and I'll do my best to answer it because I really only had like a really brief time with this smartphone. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell icon so you don't miss any of our future uploads and you won't want to miss them. Also, you can follow us on Facebook by giving our Facebook page a little like, or you can keep your browser logged to searchinchow.com where we have more details on the Black Shark 2 Pro right there. That's it. I'm Rory and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!